Hello, and welcome to this week's edition of a Thinking Boy podcast. I'm your host, Cesar Perez, with
Uakari Cuts.
I was wondering how to pronounce it, bro.
Yeah. The U is pronounced as a W.
That's amazing.
Hell yeah.
Now it's a new name.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I was going to say, what was your old name?
I used to be called Robot Fingers. I was making a lot of like funk music and stuff like that, but I sort of got tired of that, and I've been trying to like rebrand, rename myself, and I've been making collage art and shit for like the past 2 years, and my name was Uakari Cuts, so I was like, I wanted to keep the cuts part, and I was trying to find a way to like roll everything into one account. I didn't have to run 2 accounts at the same time.
I feel you on that.
I just wanted a better name, something that is less defined by like audio, because you hear robot, you think like electronic,
I think techno, yeah. Well, when you say like, Robot Fingers, I think of like MF Doom, like metal fingers.
Yeah, that was part of it, yeah. The other part of it was a reference to a show called Doom Patrol. Because Brendan Fraser's character, Robot Man, he says Robot Fingers and
holy shit
in one of the episodes. Yeah,
I haven't seen Doom Patrol.
It's mad good.
Yeah?
It's one of my favorite shows. Yeah,
that's on HBO, no?
Yeah. It's on HBO. Hell yeah.
I'm about to check it out, man.
But yeah, I've been like trying to condense everything into one, and I was like, well, I've been wanting to take like my art shit and sort of turn it theme it around primates and shit, and have like the profits go towards sanctuaries and whatnot. So I've been trying to think of like a name, and then I was trying to come up with like names that involve like monkey names and shit, and I was like, well, I guess Uakari is the name of nobody knows what that is. Like it's a South American monkey, New World monkey, like bald ass redhead.
Oh shit.
He looks crazy. Yeah. So I was like, damn, that's Uakari. That's sick. It looks cool.
Now that you mention it, bro. Now that you mention it, I definitely get like a Planet of the Apes like vibe from like your artwork.
Apes,
that's the shit.
Those movies are
the new ones and the old ones. Both of them are like really good.
I haven't watched too many of the old ones. I've watched the first 2, but I love the new ones.
The new ones were like really, really good, bro. Caesar, bro, that's me.
Caesar's a crazy good character.
What a good character.
And Andy Serkis, man, he's such a good actor.
Animal, man. You know what's crazy? That's like no one really mentions it among this, but like for sure, like one of the better trilogies like in recent memory.
Oh, it's so strong, yeah.
Like that's just really strong.
Yeah, it's like one of the best like trilogies like ever.
Man, the last 2 got like really good, and especially the last one. I was like, damn.
Yeah,
all she got like real heavy and stuff.
POW stuff, yeah.
Bro, I was like, what is going on? Oh shit! So go ahead, tell me and the listeners a little bit about yourself. Where'd you grow up? How did you get involved into creating art?
Cool. I've been in Texas my whole life. I think I started making music whenever I was like in the 7th grade or something, like 2011, 2012, and it was like bad EDM music, like using loops, like on like Magic's Music Maker or something dumb like that. And then eventually I started rapping. I was like a hardcore juggalo back in the day.
Holy shit.
Yeah, hardcore juggalo.
I never got into the juggalos, bro.
Yeah, I wish I didn't. But 9th grade I started rapping. I was
Shaggy
a juggalo rapper,
bro.
Yeah, I was a juggalo rapper, and eventually I got over that. I stopped being a juggalo. Like I still fuck with it a little bit, but like overall, like I'm definitely not a juggalo anymore.
They had a video game, bro. Backyard Wrestling.
Oh yeah, they were in. Yeah. I love that game. Yeah.
I knew them because of that. I didn't even know them because of their music.
Yeah.
For like the longest time until like people at school like would totally like have like the killer. What was it, the Killer Clown or the Hatchet Man?
Yeah, the little Hatchet Man.
Yeah, I used to say shit a lot, and I was like, "What is going on?" And
I had a pair of fingerless gloves with the Hatchet Man on it. I was full force. Bought like 20 used ICP shirts on eBay.
How did you even find the music? Where do you like?
I listen to people I knew like listened to it, exposed me to it, and I sort of got into it. But I was a juggalo rapper, and then I was like, wow, this is not good. And I started doing like more like comedic rapping. I basically just did everything under the sun. Like I started doing like comedic rapping, and then I gave up on that. I started doing some like Bones type shit like in my senior year. That was like 2015. I was on some like Bones type shit, and just on like some Suicide Boys, that sort of because that was whenever they started like not popping off, but like underground popping off. And so then I swore I got off that. I started being like a I guess a alt jazz rapper or something like that.
Okay.
And then eventually like I started doing like medieval trap. It's hard to
that sounds crazy.
the shit I do is like my musical past is so scattered and everywhere and like insane. I was like a medieval trap. Like we were making like medieval type like beats and rapping about like knights.
That sounds kind of hard though.
It was very short lived. It was like a couple months. Like it was like
hard.
It was like 5 months. But there were some bangers in that.
Some Dungeons and Dragons kind of shit. Or some Game of Thrones and shit. I like that.
And then eventually because of that I started producing and I was like actually producing, not just like putting loops together. I started like actually making beats and I was like, oh, I like this way more than rapping, so I just stopped rapping altogether.
What software were you using before and like when you started taking it a little more seriously?
I couldn't tell you before. I think I was using Audio Tool. It's like an online thing. Like it's crazy. It's like but anyway, now I've been on FL for ever since like 2016. I tried making beats on my 404 because I have a SP404, but it's just so hard. I don't like that's what I'm trying to learn like this year or, within the next year or so. I'm really trying to like learn how to do the whole workflow and do everything on the 404, but it's just mad hard.
No, I bet, bro.
So I've mostly been FL, but I started making lo-fi beats and then I did that for like 3 years and it was like lo-fi and some other stuff, but mostly lo-fi. And I linked up with this dude named Alcoda, who's a musician. Yeah, Alcoda's awesome. He's crazy good at guitar. We made a couple records together. I started like not blowing up at all, but like getting some numbers. Like my stream, I'd get like 10,000 streams every. On a couple songs because of like that was back when those lo-fi YouTube pages were popping.
Yes,
like people
a little girl studying, bro.
Yeah, the 24-hour live stream and
with the cat and shit.
Yeah, that's when those pages were like at their height.
I remember,
so I was like building off that, and then I just didn't drop music, so my traction just died.
Oh man!
But then I was still doing it, but I was like off and on, and then I just wanted to rebrand, so I was like, all right, let me change my name. Well, Robot Fingers. That's whenever I started making more funk beats and everything. So that's pretty much where I've been at until now, just making a bunch of bangers and everything. But now I'm just sort of been wanting to roll my art, my music, my everything I do all into one personality, one spot,
one at.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah. So I'm Uakari Cuts now, and hopefully I will be it longer than 3 years, which seems to be my
tenure.
yeah, in terms of name changing, yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Nah, that name sounds very, very unique. I appreciate you following me. You followed me like a couple of days ago, so I really appreciate it.
Well, I had you followed on my old
the
account.
other one.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, I was just going through my old account and following because I had kept my art and my music very separately. But now that I'm combining everything, I sort of have to transition all of the following into that page as well.
No, I appreciate that, man. Your art is fucking crazy.
Thank you.
When did you get into like digital? I would say digital creations or digital.
Well, almost all of it is physical. So it's
really?
Yeah, actually cutting it out, gluing it, and everything.
Oh wow! Do you scan the final product with like a scanner?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll just glue everything and then scan it, throw it in Photoshop,
that makes
touch
it even fucking cleaner, bro.
Touch it up a little bit. I do some color fixing and everything, make it pop more. But
that makes it like way more cool. Holy shit! I had no idea.
So
bro.
like it is cool, but like I mainly just do it because it's way easier than like Photoshop. Like you can get the cuts way more precise and it's way faster. I feel like it's also more fun. It gives you more. You're not just sitting at a computer.
Yeah, I fuck around with Photoshop a little bit. Mostly I use like Adobe Lightroom, which is more like a photo, like actual photo stuff. But Photoshop, I don't know, man. Like I have friends that are really good at it, but me personally, I'm just like, I type like the title of the episode and I number it, and that's about it. To be honest with you, I really don't. Maybe I'll pixelate someone's face or some shit like that, but nothing crazy.
Yeah, I'm a real. I wouldn't say I know how to do things, but half the time I'm just too lazy to do them right.
It is time consuming too.
Yeah, yeah. So I'd rather just
like
with cutting, especially like getting it so precise and not having like, you know, it going outside where you want it to go. It's just so much more simpler just to cut it.
Nah, bro, I feel you. I like. There's been times where I've had some shit in the background of a photo where I'm like, I don't want this there.
Yeah.
And I've sit and fiddled with like fucking Photoshop, and I'm just like, I just can't.
Yeah.
The layers and shit is just not like connecting.
Yeah. No, it's great. It's difficult.
And some people could do it on their phone. Some people are really good at using it on their phone, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like on Twitter and shit, I was seeing memes like real quick.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you guys are at like another
like
level right now, bro.
A lot of those like editing apps now have it where you can just automatically remove the background of whatever. Like you click one button.
Yeah, and it's just there.
Yeah, because I also run a meme page. I'm not gonna plug it. Yeah, I'm not gonna plug it. I don't want to plug it because it's very much separate from everything.
Is it like a Finsta in a way?
No, it's like an actual meme page. Okay. It's like a monkey meme page, but But I do a lot of editing memes and shit on the phone, and they've made it so much easier than doing it in Photoshop.
That's awesome, bro. Hell yeah. No, I remember because back in the day, I remember it was like very difficult to like do that kind of shit, to get like a. This is kind of off topic, but I was at like a quinceanera one time, like a 15, for one of my cousins, I think, and I was trying to convince my friend Josh to go. Shout out to Josh, and I was like, man, you need to go. These things are pretty big. Like we'll get like celebrities and shit, and then like they'll pull up. Just bullshitting until we never got no fucking celebrities. But I was like, yo, like you need to pull up, bro. Like come on. At the time I was like 15, and my friend Jesus pulled up, and I was like, man, I want Josh to come. I need to convince him to come. So I took a photo with him, like all dappered up, and we photoshopped Soulja Boy's face on him. Yeah. And he wasn't black. My friend Jesus is not black.
Well, that makes it even funnier.
And we tried to blend everything in, and I don't know if it was the time or what, but I was just like, yo, Josh, Soulja Boy's here. And he was like, what? And then I looking back on it, I could see if I can find the image later, but it was not a good Photoshop. It was not a good edit.
I remember I went to like Hawaii whenever I was like 5.
Oh shit.
And like I don't remember anything about it because I was 5, but my mom bought me a ukulele, like a little plastic ukulele from like a gift shop or whatever. And I remember like we got home, and like a couple years later I just signed Elvis Presley's name on it, like in my own handwriting. And then like I left it alone because like I was like maybe like 8,
Right.
And then like 8 years later, my friend comes over, and he's playing with the ukulele, and I'm like, hey, turn it over. It's signed by Elvis Presley.
Oh my fucking god, dude.
He turned it over, and it was very funny.
That's awesome. It's always good to get the, you know what I'm saying, do like a coup on somebody, you know what I'm saying? Just fucking, you totally like duped them almost.
Yeah. We're tricking people.
Oh, man, that's a good feeling.
Devious activity.
Yeah. I mean, nothing too devious, but just a little,
Just a little, whoa. Like
yeah, that. A little like, oops.
Yeah.
That kind of shit. Oh, man. So growing up, you said when you first started making music, you were making more like EDM, electric kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Where did that come from? Were you hearing that like around the house, or?
I was just a big fan of like Deadmau5 and like even at that time Skrillex. That was whenever he was huge. Flux,
Bangarang or whatever the fuck I remember. Yeah, I remember the songs.
All those dubstep guys I really liked, and I also liked a lot of like hard style stuff too, like Showtek and I can't remember most of the people because that was so long ago, but I remember I made a lot of hardstyle too, but it was very not great because I was using a lot of loops and I didn't understand like music theory like at all.
Do you have any of those by any chance? Do you have any of them saved or any like old
I mean, I do
files?
Like it's crazy because before I was Robot Fingers, my name was Cal.Cal, and I uploaded some old like just some shit I made that actually still sounded like good, like I would make it today. Like it wasn't as good because I would do more with it, but like bass wise it's very much sounded like something I would have made then. So I uploaded it just to upload it, and that ended up being my most streamed song on that account. I think it got like 100K.
That's amazing.
And I'm like, damn, like why are you doing this on some throwaway like listen, like the shit I put effort into? Like come on guys. But yeah, that's like the only thing that you can find like connect. Like it's all online, but I'm not gonna tell anybody where it is.
That's awesome. I kind of appreciate that just because it's almost like a scavenger hunt.
Yeah, like nobody's gonna know where to look for it, so nobody's ever gonna find it, but it's all there.
That's very. I like that, man. We had mentioned MF Doom, and he does a lot. Well, he did R.I.P. He did a lot of that kind of shit. Where he just he would troll people. He would just troll fans, bro. He'd have concerts and like
other people would show up dressed like
as him.
Yeah.
He'd totally do shit like that, or even like put little Easter eggs in his songs or reference other albums.
Yeah.
And I like it. It's like it reminds me of like video gaming. You know what I mean? It reminds me of like a game. Like Rockstar always used to put like Easter eggs and shit like that. So I just really appreciate that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, I love Doom. He's I think my favorite. I would say my favorite rapper.
He's really good. His rapping is like, he's one of the first ones that like, because I always grew up, especially like, I grew up in Houston, so like, the majority of the shit I listened to was like very screwed up, like kind of shit, or like mainstream rap. It wasn't until like I got access to the internet where I started diving into more like underground, like indie rappers and stuff like that, like an Immortal Technique, or like a Jedi Mind Trick, those old like underground like backpack rappers. And there's where I discovered MF Doom, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, I remember I heard his shit on the Boondocks, and I was like, what the fuck? That is that? Like, what I just heard is that. And he's the first one of the first ones that I used to like read his lyrics as he'd rap it.
Yeah.
Just because I'm like, how the fuck is he doing this? You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, Doom, like, it's crazy. When I first listened to Doom, like, how old was I? Like, when I first like listened to him, like known him as, because I heard some tracks before, you know, you usually do, but the first time I really like listened to him sat down, I didn't like him. I didn't like the way he rapped.
Was it his voice? Or?
Yeah, it was mainly just his voice. And then like the more you listen to it, it's like, oh, this is like incredible. So yeah, that's.
Man, I remember the day he passed away. I just had a shitty day, dude. It was like the day they announced that he passed away. I had I got home from work. It was like New Year's Eve, and it was like a long ass day at work. Some dude cut me off, and I hit a curb, and I totally fucked my like tire up. I almost I pushed back one of my wheels. Yeah. So it was super fucked. So I had to get towed, and then I saw online that he passed away. I was like, "What the fuck kind of day is this, dude?"
Damn, and that was like New Year's Eve too. So that was shitty New Year's Eve.
And I was just like, "Bro, I'm not doing anything. I'm gonna stay home. I'm gonna smoke something and just listen to some fucking Doom records." And my friends were just like, "Nah, come on, go out and this and that." And I ended up going out and having a good time. But on the way there, I was playing a whole shitload of Doom. I was like, "Bro, we gotta listen to this." Yeah. All right, now read the lyrics. And I would hand him my phone and like, all right, like pay attention to what the fuck he says, because he's rhyming very, very uniquely.
Yeah. No, his rhyme schemes were crazy. Like I remember the night that they announced that, I had an overnight shift at the hotel I worked at the time, and back then, when I worked at that hotel, I think I'd been gone for like a little less than a year, but when I worked there, I would always like make beats on Discord with my homie Nave is Dead. Shout out Nave is Dead.
Shout out.
He we have like a producer duo. We were known as Dead Fingers. We just dropped our third record.
That's pretty cool.
We just dropped our third. We made a bunch of records that were like that sampled reggae and shit. And so we just, I guess precursor, me and him would cook up on Discord a lot, screen sharing and all of that stuff when I would do my overnight shifts. And I remember that night, like we were just on Discord, like making like MF Doom flips, and I made like a collage, like piece about him that I still sell, but I think I'm gonna stop selling it just because it doesn't like match the rest of my stuff, because it's very much like a digital, it looks very it's just not that.
Yeah, we actually have one of your pieces here, which I think I'm gonna take a photo of and like put it in the podcast if they can't see it. Is this on your Instagram at all?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I could probably pull it from there and throw it up on the screen.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Thank you for this, by the way. No problem. Totally got some free art. I get what is this, 4x6?
5x7.
5x7. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, I used to work at like I still do technically, but I had like one of those places that develop like photos and shit.
Oh yeah.
And there's also a pharmacy. If that gives you any hints,
like
there's a bag right there behind you that you could kind of read what it is.
Yeah, I guess. Let's avoid that.
And I still work for them, but like, man, doing that shit was so annoying. I mean, it was easy, but like the shit that I used to see was like pretty fucking crazy.
That's where my roommate works.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like in the actual.
I mean,
place?
he does sometimes.
Like,
okay. Like he works there, you know, at the unnamed store.
Yes.
But
which like, I think I mentioned the other day, one of the other episodes. But fuck it, I'm not gonna mention them anymore.
It rhymes with small greens.
Yeah. Well, the last. Yeah, for sure. It rhymes with that.
Yeah. Small.
If you could decipher that, it's very
small
hard
beans.
to bring.
Small beans.
Small beans.
Small beans.
So he works at Small Beans then.
Yeah. Yeah, doing like it's funny because these are like the good quality ones. What I used to do before I started selling them was I would because it was more of just a hobby before, you know. Mm-hmm. I would go to get like Small Beans prints, you know. And like, you know, you print a bunch of them for like mad cheap, especially because they always got those discounts going.
They always did, bro.
Yeah. So I would like pass them around.
The codes are literally discounts sometimes.
Yeah. I would pass them around for free at the shows we do and everything.
That's very genius, bro.
And then I was like, okay, I want to get some stuff that like looks good.
Yeah, some higher quality stuff.
Yeah, that can be framed a little bit bigger sizes, you know. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I was doing those little tiny prints.
I've printed out some photos that I've took through Small Beans, and it's not too bad. Although I think some of their coloring is a little weird sometimes.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's okay, but I feel you on that. The one you just handed me, that's some high quality shit. I could feel it on the film. That is very high quality. Yeah,
no, it's good. I'm trying to unload all that stock because like I said, I want to do the whole monkey thing and theme it around that and work with like a conservation and everything to try to have like some of the profits go towards them and everything.
Oh, that's really nice.
So yeah, I'm trying to unload all my stock and so that I can get like actual like.
You're almost like a going out of business store, the dump. You ever see that?
I printed a bunch and like I'm glad I did, but I didn't realize my plans would change this fast. So I got a bunch of it that I need to push out. But I got a art show later this month.
Oh shit! Do you know the day? Any details?
Yeah, May 28th.
May 28th.
Yeah, it's at Wonder Like Wonder. I've never been there. It's like I think it's an art gallery or something. Oh, shit. The homie I do shows with Stark Nova. I think that looks familiar. Yeah, that sounds familiar. You've probably seen him around. He runs a clothing company, but we also do shows. Me and him team up to throw these events called Beat Circuit every. We try to do it like once a month, but honestly, it never pans out that way. Like a lot of times we have to skip. Like this month we were supposed to have one, but we were so busy working on this art show, we just couldn't get a venue booked in time, and I didn't want to half-ass it. So yeah, I had to cancel it. But we try to do one at least, you know, once a month, once every 2 months, where it's just show full of producers, you know, visuals, get some drinks, that sort of thing. That's dope. That sounds really nice, actually. I'm gonna need to pull up to one of these, man. Yeah, they're take some photos of you guys. Yeah. They're pretty fun. We just had an event at a smoke shop that the homie I was talking about from Discord flew down from Colorado. That's where he lives. Whoa! And we had a album release show there, and it was really fun. Oh yeah! It was a good time. We had Pajama Sam and yeah. Shout out to my man Pajama Sam. Yeah. He took I sold him a SpongeBob TV, bro. Oh, that's fire. I think I've seen that on his page. I sold him a SpongeBob SquarePants TV that I had since I was like fucking, I don't even know, since like 2004 maybe? Yeah. 2005 at the latest. Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah. I remember, I never had one of those, but I remember I was in a hotel or someone else's house or something, and I saw one. Yeah. Oh man, it was the shit. I wish I had the remote for it. The remote was like just his face, like yellow and shit. Yeah. Like you remember those SpongeBob like game controllers? Yeah, bro. It was like a actual like a console, you know, like a SpongeBob console. He was that was my show growing up, bro. I was a huge fan of SpongeBob, huge fan of like Ed, Edd n Eddy. Yeah. No, I was a big cartoon buff. So yeah, I watched all, like, there was a cartoon that came out like late 90s, like 2008 in there. You know, I've most likely watched a lot of it.
You know what I wasn't a big guy of? Like, now that I think about it, really, I wasn't really a huge Disney guy. I would only watch it when nothing else was good on Cartoon Network or.
No, I feel that too, especially like the live action stuff. You know,
like Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, I'd check out.
Like I love Sweet Life, but I think in terms of Disney, that one, I did watch That's So Raven, but I don't have like crazy fond feelings about it.
I think look at the camera and there's a vision. And shit.
Yeah. I think you know, enjoyment wise, I think Sweet Life was the only live action one I really liked.
Yeah, and I would watch other ones, and looking back, and I'm like, why the fuck was I watching that? Like Hannah Montana, it would just be on. Yeah, I watched
Hannah Montana like every now and then when there was nothing else.
Yeah, it would just be on.
It was like
where's the other one? The Wizards.
The Wizards of Waverly Place.
That's another one that would just be on.
That was
I don't really remember.
Tail end of my time, so I was like, I think like maybe like 12 or something whenever it came on. So like I never really like I watched it when there was nothing else on, but it wasn't one of those where like that was right when I started transitioning to internet, you know, YouTube and all that stuff.
You know what? What I'm thinking about, I used to watch Adult Swim from like the longest time since like a kid. So like, it was that kind of like middle break between like nothing going on Nickelodeon, nothing going on Cartoon Network before Adult Swim. So I'd just be like, all right, let me fucking put on like Disney Channel while I play with my toys. And yeah, I'm trying to remember the shows, bro. There was some that I used to watch, but not like I don't really remember any details.
I'm trying to think of like animated ones from.
I just know like the American Dragon one, which is like Jake Long.
Oh, American Dragon, Jake Long. Yeah,
they had good theme song.
The
shit.
American Dragon. Now, yeah, I hear it now.
What about Phineas and Ferb?
That was right on the edge. So I watched the first season, but like by the time it rolled around to like the second season, or I might have watched the second season. Either way, like very early into the show. I think it's like 12 seasons.
It's a lot. I don't even know if it's still going on.
It did end a couple a year back, a year two back, maybe even longer than that. I don't know, but I did watch the very beginning of that show, but that was like right when I switched to
when you switched up to like internet and stuff.
Internet, yeah.
That's interesting, bro. Were there any other shows that you kept up with? Maybe like a regular show or
that was also like past my time. Like first seasons I watched, but that was right. Like I switched to YouTube hard.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
So you're just watching channels and.
Yeah.
Channel surfing, but on the internet. Then.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I'm gonna stop it. We could do the reset my camera. Damn, that's interesting.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to think of animated Disney show. I don't know. You remember House of Mouse?
House of Mouse. Was that with like Mickey?
Yeah, it was like a movie theater, like a nightclub type of thing.
Mickey Mouse?
Where like all the Disney characters would be interacting with each other. Like you've had like Chip and Dale messing with like Jafar. Like
what the fuck? I don't remember that.
Like there was like it was like there was a big theater. I want to say it's like a theater because like the things you would watch, it was like segments, and in between those segments you'd have the characters interacting with each other in this nightclub.
That sounds pretty hard.
Theater, bro. Dinner theater type setting, and yeah, that was wild.
That sounds pretty cool.
But as for Disney cartoons, I just can't think of any, you know. But it seems like there's been a lot.
Kim Possible, like I said.
I liked Kim Possible. Kim Possible went hard, yeah.
That shit was hard. What else? That's really it, bro. I can't really think of like any other ones. I'm saying Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon had that shit on lock, bro.
Yeah,
like
100%.
They really had. What were your favorite cartoons kind of growing up outside of the Disney, whatever the fuck?
I really liked, you know, Ed, Ed and Eddie.
Oh, that's yeah.
I love Avatar. Is still one of my favorite shows.
Bro, I need to watch that.
I love that. Is probably like one of the best shows ever.
I heard Korra is also good.
I like Korra, not as much as Avatar. I think there's some good in Korra, but Disney, like Nick really botched that show. Like there's a lot of like bad shit behind the scenes.
Oh man.
About Nick, like at first it was supposed to just be one season, so that's why it all like the show all feels disconnected. So it was supposed to be one season, but then they greenlit it for more. So each, instead of like the whole show being one plot like the first one was, it's like individual ones. And like near the last two seasons, they really screwed them over. Like airtime, they would pull them off Nick, put them on Nick. The second Nicktoons, they would air it at like like 2 a.m. Like they really.
They were fucking with it.
Yeah, they did that show dirty.
Why? Why do you? Well, I guess there's like.
Just diminishing returns.
Oof.
Yeah, they weren't getting the viewers they wanted. But
that's very shitty. You know, I do remember the finale being a big deal though, like online with amongst people being like, "Oh shit, this is it." Like the show's ending. I guess after all the turmoil of all the shit, like it was a big thing that it was ending.
Yeah. What else? Teen Titans. I love Teen
Titans.
Teen
Titans was awesome, bro.
I like those early
top 10 theme song, top 5 theme song, bro.
Teen Titans, go!
Yeah, that used to be like someone used to add that shit. I had my stepdad had these like bootleg, fucking like Spanish CDs that he used to buy at like flea markets or Fiesta or wherever, and randomly that Teen Titans theme song would be like thrown on in the intro. And it would just go into a whole bunch of Spanish music.
What the? Oh my God. I remember I worked at a Chinese food restaurant and I was a delivery driver, but my tire broke down. So I had to use the owner's car. And they were straight from China, like straight up, like immigrants from China. They like it was a family that worked in the kitchen. Only one of them spoke English, which was the owner. So I was using his car and he has no like USB or anything, or he has no aux or whatever, but he did have a USB stick in his car. So I started bumping the USB stick, and it would go from like very traditional, you know, Chinese music to like just straight up techno, like
holy shit!
Like it was a wild playlist.
Did you ever ask him about it or be like,
no that guy like he would put on like if I didn't get to the music at the beginning of the day, I would just put on like lo-fi live streams.
Okay.
But if he got to it before me, he would play like keybot, like what are they called, music box. Yeah, he would play music box like versions of Disney songs that was like the same one on a loop for like 8 hours.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it was like, or like either that or just like any other generic like
do you think he did that for like his employees and shit, or was that
I think he did it just because he didn't know what else to put on.
That's fucking hilarious, bro.
Yeah, I know. It's
you should have ripped that USB, bro. You should have totally like should have totally like just copied and pasted all his shit.
Yeah, I should have, man.
Oh my God, that sounds fucking funny. But yeah, random songs like that would just be thrown on the shit. I'm like, what the fuck does that have to do with like corridos right now, bro? Like, what does it have to do with this drug ballad that I'm listening to, bro? Like
that's
nothing.
So funny.
I
liked a lot of those like early '90s like or late 90s Cartoon Network shows, so like Dexter's Lab and I Am Weasel.
What about Johnny Bravo, I guess?
Yeah, Johnny Bravo, Cow and Chicken. Yeah,
Cow and Chicken.
I liked Graham Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
That was that show, bro. People don't really talk about it as much other than like through memes.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so
funny, bro.
I tried to rewatch it recently. I can't stand Billy. Like honestly, like
he's a dickhead. Yeah,
Billy like almost.
He's just dumb.
Billy almost ruins the show for me just because of how annoying he is. But I think the rest of it is good, like good enough.
The writing is really good.
Yeah. It's funny. It's very funny.
Some of the lines that Grimm has is like pretty funny. What about like Chowder, bro? Chowder is like a really.
That was.
What did you?
I loved Chowder growing up. I wouldn't say love. I liked it a lot. I tried to rewatch it recently and I couldn't stand it.
Oh.
No.
Is it him though? Is it Chowder?
It's Chowder. It's because of Chowder.
Yeah, I think that later on the seasons go, it gets better. I had rewatched it like a while ago in like 2018. Yeah. Just like as I was like hanging out with my ex and we just like had put something to put on, and I got into it. But it was that show actually has like an actual ending, like an actual like full on like.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Like all the characters get like conclusions and shit. I did not expect that. And we were like winding down to the last couple episodes and I was like, what is this? What's going to happen here?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I saw a thumbnail of them looking older. I was like, what the fuck? And yeah.
Oh, I think I've seen that. Like image somewhere. But no, I don't remember the ending. I think like the ending of that show was right when I started dropping off. Because I think it aired in like 2008 or something.
Yes.
So it would have ended in like 2012 or 2011.
Yeah, maybe. 2011, 20, some shit like that.
Yeah.
Cartoon, I mean, even like after the post, like Dexter's Lab post, they had some decent shows.
They had some strong ones early on too. Yeah, Teen Titans was like after that era. Like good. That was the same era as Chowder and almost same era.
Were you into Total Drama Island at all?
I was for like the first 3 seasons.
Yes, with the main cast, with the main people.
And then that's when I stopped watching TV. I didn't even like the other 2 seasons. I watched the first one a lot. Like I still like I think I rewatched it like
the camp one. Yeah, that one's really good.
Yeah, like it's hard on rewatch just because like they're all kids.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of like toilet humor, like to the point where it's just not funny at all. But I think there's certain parts of it that are like still very funny. Like I love Chris,
the host. Chris
and Chef
pretty
are awesome,
good, bro. Yeah, Chef, I like his little shit. I remember when that show premiered, I was so into it, man.
Yeah, I was watching week by week. Like, all right, who's gonna get voted off this week?
Yeah, I really got into it, and the second season was all right, and the third one I don't remember. And once the cast was different, I just kind of like fell off of it.
Yeah. I mean, it got bad as soon as they.
Yeah.
I didn't like the second season that much. I liked the third season a lot. The third season was pretty good. Yeah.
I don't remember. What was there was like a movie set, no, or some shit like that?
That was the second season.
Second season?
Yeah,
okay.
that was action. And then the third season was World Tour, where they were on the plane.
Oh, shit. See, I don't even remember that, bro.
Yeah, I think that was when it started to fall off, and then they switched it up. And then all the new characters were just bad.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I mean, I honestly, there was like, because even like regular show and Adventure Time, even though I love those shows, I wasn't really watching it like the way I was watching like Ed, Edd n Eddy, where it was like every day I'd just throw it on, or SpongeBob I'd just throw it on. It wasn't until like it was on streaming, or even when I got a DVD, because people told me like, man, it's a really good show, check it out. And I watched it and I was like, wow, this shit is really good.
Yeah. But
I kind of missed it. I totally did not watch that shit live.
Yeah, I mean, me neither for like Adventure Time and regular show, especially like those two. Like I tried to get into them like on streaming like 2 years ago, and I just can't get past the first seasons. Like it's really hard for me to watch a cartoon that's like aimed for kids. That like I don't fondly remember, because like the first seasons are almost always like just very kid friendly, because they got to hook the audience and make it,
even the dialogue is very
they got to make it very episodic. They got to make it open, and then once the show runs, they sort of see who their demographic is and they start to write and cater towards them. But yeah, the first season of Adventure Time especially, I just don't like. But I've heard that, and from what I've seen, it looks like it gets very good.
Yeah, it looks really interesting.
I just can't get through that first season.
I think I've watched more regular show than Adventure Time. I'm like, I hear that shit so fucking loud, dude. God damn. That shit happens all the time. Yeah. All the time. There's no way I could block that out either. It's just a dude, an asshole just driving by.
I mean, you could put a tripwire down there or something.
I could put like a little fucking roll of like...
You could time it, pull up your window, and like throw a battery at him or something.
We've... allegedly, this is allegedly, but we've launched some shit, not at cars, but just random like objects, and they always disappear, bro. Either the bums or the dogs get to them. I'm talking about shirts. I'm talking about watermelons. What did I throw the other day? There's like an old Jimmy Dean croissant that my brother had like left. Now he's living with me. My brother lives with me. Yeah. But before, he just kind of stayed with me for a little bit because I got kicked out. And he was like, man, I'm buy you some groceries. And he totally bought like a bunch of Jimmy Dean fucking... And I'm like, okay. And he just never ate them. Yeah. So like the last one was there, and he's like, well, you still have... He's like, you think it's good? I'm like, it's definitely not. That was in December. Like, you should throw this away.
Yeah.
And he was real keen on like not throwing it away. So I just like got it and fucking launched it. Like just launched across the street. And it disappeared.
Shit.
Within hours, it disappeared.
Probably an animal.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It has to be an animal or a fucking homeless person, but I just can't imagine like a homeless man taking that risk, bro.
Yeah. It's like old ass.
It's cold, bro. It was freezing. It was frozen.
Frozen croissant on the ground. Yeah, I just don't. Probably an animal.
Did you ever get into like... Oh man, you mentioned Ed, Edd n Eddy like really fucking brought me back, because that's my show, dude.
Yeah.
I always wanted a sequel show where they're like older.
Yeah.
Just because I just fucking love those characters so much, man. I think one of them died, bro. I think the voice of Eddie or the voice of somebody passed away.
I have no clue. I haven't heard anything about it.
Oof. It's just crazy.
I gotta look that up afterwards.
Are you into any like adult live action shows? The Office, Seinfeld, any shit like that?
I fuck hard with adult animation and adult comedy. Okay. Like I think like I love Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, dude, that's my show. Larry David.
Yeah, I love Always Sunny.
Oh, that's my... Fuck, I think I have some of this shit here. I have It's Always Sunny. I don't have any Curb DVDs.
I like
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh, nice.
That's my shit. I used to like, you know what other show? Community. I don't know if you ever watched that, but
I never got into Community. I do want to give it a try one day.
I fell off of it because a character like had a problem, or one of the actors rather had a problem with one of the creators. And actually, the creator of Community is a co-creator of Rick and Morty.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he had issues with one of the people, and from what I heard, the guy's actually an asshole. The actor. So Chevy Chase, the older dude, he was a prick. Apparently, he was like a dickhead.
He's an asshole.
So apparently, he was like actually like a real dick.
Yeah.
So I was like, what the fuck? And then like I think Childish Gambino also just stopped acting on the show. So I was kind of like, I don't know if I'm gonna watch this. And then they also got canceled, and then they got brought back.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like got messy there. So I kind of fell off at a certain point. They're talking about doing a movie, so I might go back and rewatch everything and review it, but.
I heard of that. I heard about that movie.
Yeah, because there was a big thing. One of the characters is like real into pop culture, and he's like, they're always like it's very meta. Like they kind of reference themselves as a show. Meta. And one of the like big like hashtags was like 6 seasons in a movie, and they have the 6 seasons already.
Yeah.
So they just need the movie. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Like adult animation too, like early Simpsons. You know.
Oh man. Yeah.
Like even.
The fact that that's still going is kind of crazy, huh?
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
Do you ever watch any of the shit?
Yeah,
I haven't watched.
I sort of keep up to date because like modern Simpsons, like today modern, has gotten sort of okay, like watchable. Like I would say Family Guy levels of watchable, where like you're not watching it for any substance. Well, no, that's a lie because Simpsons has actually gotten better because it's been more substance lately. But I guess it's more so like I'm not watching it and like enjoying it, you know. I'm just watching it, and it's like all right, this is fine.
It's not like a Curb, where Curb is like legitimately like.
It's not like, you know, I'm laughing the entire time or anything. But like I'm like, okay, I can sit through this, you know. I'll keep up to date. There might be a good, like there was a pretty good episode recently, like involving Bart, like, but like early Simpsons, like I do like. I hate saying this, but like I do watch Family Guy like all the time. Yeah. I love Family Guy.
My friend Fern, shout out to Fern.
But I love Family Guy.
My friend Fern is like really into Family Guy. Yeah. And South Park as well, because we grew up watching South Park too, yeah. But he's like, man, you need to watch the new Family Guy, man. He's like, you need to watch it.
I'm not gonna watch the new Family Guy.
And I'm just like, because I'm just like, it's so. Because I'm such a completist, bro, and such a fucking dick that I'm gonna like, I want to watch everything. Yeah. Like I'm gonna want to watch it from the beginning and see how it gets. But it's just it seems so daunting to me. That and The Simpsons seem so daunting to me.
Yeah, I would never watch through The Simpsons. I watched through the first 8, 9, somewhere around their seasons. When it started to fall off, I would not watch through all 30 seasons. Now, where would you
say it started to fall off? Because I remember watching new episodes until like 2007. Right around the movie.
I stopped enjoying it. Yeah, I would say around the movie. Yeah, like the movie is the last piece of Simpsons media that I watched and went, I like this.
Yeah, I thought the movie was really good.
Yeah.
But after that, I don't know. I felt like the movie should have been it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I agree too. I think they should, but they're not going to end it.
They're not going to end it.
It's the same reason that no, never mind. That's not a comparable situation. But I mean, they're just going to keep riding they're gonna keep milking.
Do you think I mean, God forbid one of the voice actors like passes away or anything like that, but do you think then they'll like stop, or even at that point?
I feel like they're gonna keep it going forever.
Holy
like,
shit!
You've seen how long they've kept it going now. Like it's held.
It's older than me.
Yeah, it's held the record for, you know, longest running animated.
They're just gonna keep pushing that record.
Yeah,
bro.
They're not gonna let anybody take that, because Family Guys and South Park especially.
South Park could maybe get the closest. Yeah,
because like Simpsons is like 30, 35 seasons or something like that so far. Maybe South Park's hitting their like 20. They just ended their 26th.
26. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a fucking show I could watch, bro. That show is fucking funny.
Yeah, that show's still mostly consistently funny.
It got me in so much trouble watching that as a youngster.
Oh yeah,
but dude, we couldn't help it. Like we watched the movie in theaters, bro.
Yeah, I remember. I think I saw it twice in theaters when it came out.
It was such a and looking back, I'm like, how the fuck did we get away with this shit? Yeah. I guess my parents, like, one, they weren't really hip to like American culture and English, especially like my mom didn't take me, but probably like my aunt or like our grandma or someone. I remember for the longest time, my grandma's sister, which I don't even know what would I call her. My grandma's sister.
Your great aunt.
My great aunt.
Your great aunt.
Damn, I never thought of the word.
Yeah.
Well, my great aunt, she used to babysit us, and she spoke.
No, sorry, that would be your. No, never mind. Great aunt. Great aunt. You're right. Okay. You're right. I'm right. Great aunt. Yeah.
Well, my great aunt would come over and she'd watch us, and she spoke no English.
Oh,
I mean, very little. Like, okay, yes, but for the most part, it's Spanish. And she would never trip on us watching South Park, bro. She wouldn't give a fuck. Yeah. Like, she would just doze off, and we'd be laughing our asses off, bro. And I remember my cousin's mom came one day and was like, what the fuck are you guys watching right now? What is this shit? And I totally ran into my room. I was like, I was just so fucking frightened because it was like, I think it was like when Mr. Garrison fucked some dude or some shit like that. And
like...
He was like trans. He was
I know that episode.
And he banged some other guy. They kind of like showed it and shit.
The other guy, it was Charles. No, not Charles Darwin, but it was one of his. Yeah. That was during the Go God Go trilogy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I
think it's 2 episodes, but yeah.
Dude, I was like, what the fuck? And even as a kid, I was kind of like, I don't think we should be watching this. But then like my mom just busts in, what are you guys watching? And I just ran to my room and I was like, he put it on. Like my cousin put it on. Totally like, don't fucking get mad at me.
No, my mom just didn't care. She just let me watch whatever. Mm-hmm. I mean,
which
I think is cool.
That's cool, man.
Cool in hindsight, because it is what it is. Like obviously I got exposed to stuff, but it's like that didn't affect me.
She gave you the benefit of the doubt, which is awesome. That's awesome.
I had a single mom, so she was working a lot and she just didn't whatever, do your thing, so I watched, I loved horror movies growing up and everything. I would watch a shit like AMC Fear Fest,
oh man,
that shit was awesome. I would watch all the Halloween movies on repeat.
Is that your franchise, Halloween, or would it be Jason?
I would say Halloween's my franchise. I think I watched more Halloween movies than most other, I think there's even I like Friday the 13th too, but I think there's still 1 or 2 movies that I don't remember seeing. Mm-hmm. But I've seen all the Halloweens. Cause
how do you feel about the recent ones? Did you like the last one? Because I got to be honest with you, I was kind of
It's the recent ones
with Corey, or whatever the fuck his name was.
I'm very down the middle with those because I think there's so much shit that they do right. Mm-hmm. Even the last one, I liked the last one up until the 3rd act because I don't think it should have been the last one. They should have introduced him earlier and planted the seeds, so it's not as jarring because it was advertised as the, final battle between Laurie and Michael. And
it was this Corey guy.
Yeah.
I can't believe I remember his name.
But the first 2/3 of the movie, I really like. I was like, damn, this is cool. This is interesting. This is different. And then you get to the 3rd act and it just sort of all they rush the Laurie Michael stuff. They just kill him off no problem. That's they don't ever explain anything and they don't have to explain it, but at least
build it up a little bit.
Build it up. They don't have to explain what happened between Corey and Michael and why Corey turned bad, but he just sort of dies and that's that's it. He doesn't,
Yeah, and what's funny with that one? I came in late to that movie. And I only saw the 3rd act.
Oh yeah.
So I saw at the point where Laurie's, is it her granddaughter, the one that Corey's dating or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. What's her name? I
don't remember her name.
Oh.
Because her mom dies, right? Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Shit, I can't remember either.
I don't know her fucking name, but he's like, we got to get out of here.
Allison.
Yeah. He's like, we're gonna run away together.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, what's going on? And then just seeing the 3rd act of him meeting Michael in the sewer. And I guess apparently he beats him. We don't even fucking know what's going on.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is this? But I'm trying to think. Is that the one that has trick or treating and shit or not? Or was that the one before that? Was that part 2?
That was
Halloween Kills?
Yeah. So Halloween 2018 was when he breaks out. And he goes on that murder spree.
I like that one.
That one was awesome.
I like that one a lot. I think
that's one of my favorite Halloween movies. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not hard to find a favorite Halloween movie because most of them are very bad. I just fuck with Michael Myers. Yeah. Well, I like H2O was fire, sort of, but I mean, Resurrection was dog shit. Halloween 5, Halloween 6.
How you feel about the Rob Zombie ones?
I loved the first Rob Zombie growing up. On rewatch, I don't like it as much. But
Danny Trejo's a fucking cleaning guy.
Yeah, I do. I think there's I don't like the second movie, but I sort of like it more than the first because like at least it's like not the first one rehashed, but they just explain everything about Michael, you know, and give him motivations and all that stuff instead of just making him like who he's supposed to be, you know.
See, I don't even know that much about Halloween, bro, to be honest with you. I would just watch them because my cousin was really into horror movies.
Yeah, I was deep cut. Like growing up, I was like going ham on that Halloween lore. On that Halloween lore, yeah. Oh, like shit. I loved Michael Myers, but like, yeah, Halloween 2018 I fucked with. Halloween Kills I also fucked with, just a little bit less because
that's the second one.
Yeah, that's the one where he just fucks up everybody, like the firefighters, like all that.
I think I remember that.
Yeah,
now.
like I do like that movie. Like the dumb, you know, dude jumping out the window, like that's a little that's dumb.
That's the one that I remember, bro. Yeah, because it's like I don't want to say a special needs, but he's fucked up. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, he's like a little fella.
Yeah,
bro.
He's like mentally insane. Well, I guess he was in a facility, so he was mentally insane. Yeah, but yeah, like there could have been a way to do that. Like if you had chose someone that like looked like Michael and like, you know,
and not wasn't like a couple feet shorter.
Yeah,
and, like
that looked like Danny DeVito. Like there was a way to do that and make it good. They just didn't. So like that part of the movie, I'm like indifferent on, but I fucking love the rest of it.
I think that is the one where he's like he kills that couple in the house and shit. Like he goes, they were living in his old house.
Yeah.
See, that kind of shit I liked. You know what I mean? I did like that, but yeah, I agree. That dude where they're just like, the evil dies tonight.
Yeah. They could have said that tonight. Like 20 times less, please.
Yeah, and Tommy, bro. Oh my god, dude, he was pissing me off.
That was rough. Like, I still like him better than Paul Rudd. Actually played Tommy, in Halloween 6, and that was his first role, actually.
Damn, really?
Yeah, that was his I believe his very first, at the very least, big screen acting role.
Jesus Christ, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so like I like him better. I like that actor as Tommy better, but like, you know, it's Halloween 6, so there's a lot of things that can be done better than what they did.
I'd say those were really the only two things I didn't like. I thought the violence was pretty good, and then the kills were pretty good. It's just Tommy running around like a fucking maniac. Lori, I'm gonna save you because you saved me all those. I was just like, yo, calm the fuck down, bro. She's just like concussed and stuff like that. Like, maybe that's just me being a cynic or me being like a realist of me being like, yo, get him the fuck away from me right now because I'm about to have a panic attack.
No, it's you know.
He goes out like really weak too.
Yeah, it's so like,
you know what I mean?
He goes out like a dumbass. Like it's not even like a sneaks up on him sort of thing, you know.
Man, they should have battled to the death almost, you know what I mean? Tommy should have fought like at least more intelligently.
And like, why did none of those motherfuckers have guns? Like, why did only one person have a gun?
They all had like like a fucking 2x4.
Literally, all they need to do is stand 10 feet away and all fucking shoot him at the same time.
Yeah.
And like, obviously, it wouldn't do. You'd have to do it a bunch, you know.
What if they all just held him down? What if they all just grabbed him? You know what I mean?
I mean, that dude's strong. Like he would definitely like.
You think
if you get close to him too? Yeah. Like all he has to do is like take his hand to like grab your head and you're fucking dead. Like, so yeah, like they definitely holding him down wouldn't have been a viable option.
I'm trying to remember. Is this where they like introduced the idea that he isn't Laurie's brother?
Yeah.
That he's just a psychopath.
Yeah, and I like that.
I like that
too. Yeah. And I even liked what they were doing with kills, where it's like, oh, he wasn't actually like trying to find Laurie. He was just driven there, and he's just doing this by chance. He just wants to go back. He kills, goes back to the house. I fucked hard with that. That was so in line with the original. And then even like the second one, even like the next one, you know, ends where with Corey and all that stuff. Like I loved like all of that up until they just tried to.
They kind of rushed it a little bit. Yeah.
Literally, Michael should have just died at the end of the last one. And even if they didn't plant the seeds with Corey, I would have been fine with it. Like the way the movie is. Like if you remove Michael and have that showdown be at the end of Kills, you know, like I think there was very much room for that third movie to exist, but like it was just doing two things at once that it had no right to be doing both at the same time.
Now in terms of like lore, would you what would you like rather have? Would you rather have like the original trilogies that came out or the original sequels rather that came out after the first Halloween, or this kind of new revamped trilogy that we got?
I'd rather have the revamped trilogy.
Yeah,
I think there's just too many
inconsistencies and shit.
Yeah, like I think with the exception of Halloween 4, which still holds up very well for being a horror movie. Most of them are just not good.
Do you like Season of the Witch, the one that didn't really have nothing to do with Michael Myers?
I don't really count it as like a Halloween movie, like when I'm comparing the Halloween movies and everything. But
would you even watch it if you're rewatching everything?
Not if I'm doing like a straight like Halloween
Michael Myers,
binge or whatever. Like I'm not watching Season of the Witch, but I think I've watched it a couple times individually, and like I do like Season of the Witch.
Yeah.
Like it's not one of those things. Like I'm not a huge John Carpenter fan, honestly. Like, of course I like The Thing.
The Thing was good. Yeah. I seen that on acid, man. Holy shit! It fucking blew my mind.
That sounds fun.
It was cold as fuck. I was like, dude, it's cold there and it's cold here. I was bundled up, bro.
No, like I'm not a huge John Carpenter guy, so like
I really only know that one, The Thing, and fucking They Live. Is it They Live?
They
with
Live.
Roddy Piper and I like that one. That one's pretty good. I'm trying to think what else he did. I'm sure he has other movies that I know, but I just I guess Halloween, huh? Halloween will be the next shit.
Yeah, he did the first 3 Halloweens. Well, I don't remember if he directed the second one. I want to say he did. I know at the very least he produced it, but I'm pretty sure he directed the third one, which was Season of the Witch. But I don't know. It's just not my thing. Season of the Witch, but it's very it's good.
Were there any other horror movie people that you were into? A Jason, Freddy Krueger?
I liked all of them.
Freddy Krueger used to freak me out, bro.
None of them really ever scared me.
Really?
But I never get my fears are very very rational. I think the only if someone asks me what are you afraid of, I think it just the only thing I can think of at the top of my head is heights. I don't like if you heights.
we're pretty high up now.
Yeah, I could look out the window and be fine. I'm talking about when there's a railing, when the only thing separating me and the ground is something that can't if I walk over there and run into the wall, I'm good, but if I walk over there and there's a railing there and I run into the railing,
would you be outside I have a patio, how would you be with that, a little balcony area?
I think it just heights is really weird because third floor heights is not that bad, for me, but I'd say you put me 4, 5, 6 stories up. Yeah, I'm good. I'll go.
In a building, a hospital building.
I'm fine inside buildings and everything, but if I'm let's say hiking or a roller coaster or something like that, I I don't like roller coasters.
I'm gonna stop it and we could keep going, but I want because I want to mention something about heights.
Yeah, I am
hiking specifically.
Not a big heights guy.
I think we should be good. I went hiking, bro. You talking about hiking? In Utah, the arches. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. They're like arches.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
I took some photos and shit. And, we did a little road trip, but we ended up hiking in the arches. It was so fucking hot.
Yeah.
It was so hot, and we there was when you get there's a big ass wall of bullet points of things you should and should not do.
Yeah.
It was make sure you have plenty of water, don't hike from this time to that time, bring a mask or some shit, a bunch of crazy shit. And we did nothing, bro. We all had one of these. We all had one little thing of water, and it was so hot, and the elevation was crazy.
Yeah.
And I remember halfway sitting down, and you know what? I had ingested some stuff that I probably shouldn't have before a hike. And I remember just sitting down, and my friend was like, "You want to take a little break?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Dude, I don't know if I could do this." And he's like, "Damn, you want to start walking back?" And I'm just like, "I don't know if I could do that either." I was like, "I really don't think I could make it." And 15 minutes went by, and we got up and I finished the hike and shit, and the view was incredible. But at the tip of it, you look down and it's man, there's no railing here.
Yeah.
If I slip right now, I'm fucked, bro.
Yeah.
I'm fucked. I didn't want to dude, it was so being that close to death is just so. I mean, it didn't freak me out or anything, but I was just kind of this is fucked up.
Yeah.
And we had no signal, bro. My shit was on SOS. I had no signal at all, and there was nobody there. I mean, I'm sure there's probably people driving around maybe every once in a while, but if something happened, I didn't know who to contact. Like I said, I didn't have any signal at all. It was very much deserted.
Yeah.
Which was so creepy. How do you think you do? How do you think you do in an environment like that, bro?
Man, well, first off, I'd be hella prepared. Like,
ice, everything, backpacks and shit.
Yeah, like I don't go hiking often, obviously, but every once a year I try to do like something like I went to Colorado the other year, nice. And I went to Tennessee last year, and went like hiking, like not hiking honestly, like I'm playing it up. Like I'm you
were like outdoors though.
Yeah, like going down, not mountains, but
a
sizable terrain. Yeah. And I always like got all my shit. Like I can't stand not being comfortable. Like I drink like a gallon of water a day. Like I'm a whole lot, like I drink a lot of water. So like I always like I'll come with one of those, probably even two of them if I'm going to be there for more than a couple hours.
We were just like unprepared, and that shit, the thing that I ingested hit like as we were hiking, and at first we were going hard, and then like I said halfway through I was just like, what the fuck, bro? Like my lips were chapped. I have photos that I took like after the hike, and I have like boogers on my nose and shit. I was like, bro, I was going through it.
Bugs in your face.
Oh man, it was shitty. So heights, huh? Yeah, I gotta be honest with you. Like Freddy Krueger and Chucky were the only two horror people that like kind of freaked me out. Just because, not them specifically, but just the idea of them. The idea of someone entering my dreams where I'm like, damn, I can't even sleep, bro. Like, You know what I'm saying? Like where I'm like most at peace, I can't even sleep. That freaked me out. But then he started cracking jokes, and I was like, this guy's kind of funny. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like I could see someone being scared of like Nightmare 1 Freddy, but like he just gets like funny. He just goes.
He
funny.
just gets funnier and funnier.
Yeah, and like sort of same thing with Chucky. Like I could see someone being afraid of like first 3 Child Play Chuckies.
That was it. The one where he didn't have scars.
Yeah.
And he was like.
And that's the other franchise that the other horror franchise I'd say that I love. Like I keep up to date.
Child's Play,
Chucky. Yeah.
Is it a show? No, wasn't there a show going on?
Yeah. It just the second season just ended.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
How is it?
The first season was crazy fire.
Damn, really?
Second season was like it was all right. Like it's more Chucky. It's fun. Like Chucky's a fun character to mess around with, but like it wasn't good as the first. But that's just because there's so much lore in that universe. Like there's so like the director Don Mancini, he owns Chucky outright. So
really?
He can just make whatever. Like
all
the films have been directed by him, and the show is by him as well. So like. And there's like two sides of it, there's a Child's Play scary Chucky, and then there's like the Seed of Chucky, funny Chucky.
Yeah.
So like there's all that lore from like, 5 movies or whatever, plus, plus the 2 that came out like in 2013, I think Curse of Chucky and Cult of Chucky.
Where they changed his face and shit? Where they changed
the way the doll looked? He went back to being no longer scarred. He was still like, it was like it was covered.
Oh.
Yeah. But like he was back to his old.
You fucking explained it to me. It makes me want to watch the shit.
Yeah.
To be honest
like
with
it's
you.
fun. Chucky's a fun character. Like that's the
I remember Seed of Chucky like very vividly. That shit would play all the time in the house.
Bro, all the time on I think it was on Fear Fest a lot, but I want to say it was on another channel too. Like, it was on like something like MTV or something like that.
Yeah, it was something like that. Also, it was on like all the like Showtime or like HBO.
Yeah.
Like it would always be on, especially during like Halloween and shit.
Yeah, I remember there being a lot of Seed of Chucky on TV.
And it was funny. Yeah. That movie used to crack me up, and I'd be like, "Oh, why the fuck was I scared of this guy?" He's like making jokes about it. He's like shitting on his kid and just like fucking roasting his ass. I'm like, this is kind of funny. And I should have caught it with like Bride of Chucky, Bride of Chucky, because that one was also like very kind of like shifted to like more like funny shit.
That was like 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out. Mm-hmm. It was still trying to be, a little bit.
It felt like more of a movie than a horror movie, to be honest with you.
Yeah, 100%. And then you get Seed of Chucky, and it's just like a fever dream,
Yeah, definitely.
But I think the Chucky show in the first season did a really good job at like combining both elements, because who Chucky is. So he like the first Child's Play. What a lot of people I guess don't remember if they haven't watched it in a while is Chucky's not really a fucking person in it for like half the movie. Like he's like they're building him up because his first movie he's a scary doll. It's like one of the first times they did that, and
He's like a possessed doll, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess
like
so.
the
Yeah,
spirit of
it's not like a demon,
like
but it's like someone's spirit. Yeah, a serial killer spirit.
Mandala, where the fuck that shit
yeah,
used to freak me out, bro. That is the shit where I was like, this some devil like demonic fucking. Is one of my dolls gonna turn to like a fucking killer, bro? And stab me in the back.
What a lot of people don't remember if they haven't watched it in a long time is like Chucky's not really like Chucky in the first movie. Like he's behind the scenes doing stuff because they want to build him up, keep
him in the shadows.
Yeah, 100%. And then only near the end is whenever he's like really like a little bit in the middle they'll have Charles talk to like the voodoo guy he talked to, like,
yes,
but he's not really like a wisecracker. He's just like, get me out of this body. Up until like the third act is really when he starts to sort of resemble Chucky that you would get later on, but like the first movie he's just more of a scary doll than he is like Chucky.
Similar to Freddy.
Yeah.
Freddy was like a fucking horror, like, you know what I mean, like a very like terrifying like guy, and then he's just cracking jokes like all the time.
First movie's like in the shadows, being very scary, maybe one or two jokes, but then they just build him up, which I think for Freddy was for the better, because he's like Robert Englund took over that role. And he would not be the same if it was just Nightmare 1, but like Chucky, I think a little bit is to the detriment of that character.
You think it should have stuck more serious?
I think Child's Play. I think Child's Play 2 had a good balance where like he was still scary, creeping around, and he would only like do a punchline really whenever he's doing a kill. But then when you shift him to be the main character, obviously he's gonna have more lines, and they're gonna try to make him more funny,
more yuck kind of shit.
Yeah, which definitely turned a lot of people off. I still liked it. I still fucked with Seed of Chucky, but I definitely it's not like a good movie. It's like a guilty pleasure, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think the first season of that show really struck the balance between making him scary.
So it connects the
all of it is connected. Even the ones like 2013, the one they released in 2013, it was like a reboot, like new Chucky, same guy, same voice actor, Brad Dourif, he's been doing the Chucky voice since the first movie, but he it was like a reboot, new face, the whole movie, it resets, adds some extra lore to the universe, like introduces a character
see, you're making me want to like after this is over read on Wikipedia what the fuck happens each episode and shit like that, because like it does sound interesting.
But then at the end of the movie, it's revealed that it actually is connected to the other shit. Yeah.
Because I gotta be honest with you, after Seed of Chucky, where like he's like where Shitface or whatever the fuck his name, his kid's name is like a real boy, and the bride is like a real like lady, and like Chucky pops up at the end, or his hand pops up or some shit like that in the post credits. That always made me be like, damn, I wonder what's gonna happen. And I just never bothered to keep up with it like that.
Well, the one from 2013, Curse of Chucky, that one was like a straight to DVD. Like it wasn't so like a lot of people just probably don't know it exists up until like they heard about the Chucky show and they were like, oh, which it's the first season was good because it didn't really have a lot of the lore. It was sort of like a fresh restart, and it sort of picked up near the end with the lore. Like Andy came back but he wasn't like a big player in the show. Like you're not gonna watch the show and not know who it is. You're just gonna. They explain it in the show, like, oh, the previous Andy. I think they do flashbacks and everything.
That is interesting.
But the first season really struck that balance where like you didn't really have to know the lore, like it wasn't that connected to everything. But then the second season they go full force in with like the lore, and they make it real. They make it connect to Seed of Chucky, a lot.
Chucky verse, bro.
The Chucky verse, yeah.
Oh my god, that sounds interesting to me, bro. Now let me ask you this, as a horror movie fan, why do you think we haven't got a new Freddy? Why do you think we haven't got a new Jason?
Robert,
they're really the only two that are like kind of lacking, no? Because Halloween we got, and Chucky.
So like with
and Scream too. We got a new Scream.
Yeah, Scream. The new Screams are good. I fuck hard with the new Screams.
Yeah.
But with Freddy, I mean, it's Robert Englund. Like you can't really recast him, and they tried to do that with Jackie Earle Haley in 2011, and he just wasn't that great.
Oh, Jackie.
Like you need Freddy. Like the difference between like Jason and the silent people is like that. Like it doesn't matter who the fuck is
They
playing
could bring
them.
him back.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Theoretically,
it doesn't matter who the fuck is playing them because they're not going to be talking. They're just going to be moving. Yeah, yeah. But like Robert Englund, like that, you can't have Freddy without him. Like that is the character.
He passed away.
No, I want to say he's still alive, but I now I'm doubting it.
Google search.
I think he is still alive.
What do you think? If gun to your head, do you think he's dead or alive?
I think he's alive.
I hope he's alive. That's gonna kind of like bum me out if he's dead.
I don't know why I thought he was dead, but hopefully he's alive.
He's alive.
Okay, good.
He's alive. And he spells England Englund.
Yeah, England.
He's 75 from Glendale, California.
Yeah,
he's 75, man.
Yeah, he said he's done playing Freddy.
Yeah. Oh shit. Okay.
So like he's not coming back, and you just can't recast that character. Like they tried in 2011 and it failed. Alternatively, something like Friday the 13th, when they did the reboot in 2010, that movie was dope. Like everybody hated. Like I don't know why people disliked it. Like that movie was dope.
It seemed like a classic. I remember when it came out. It seemed like a classic Friday the 13th like movie.
It combined like all the things about Friday the 13th that were dope.
Because I like the silly shit.
It made Jason like a fucking cool motherfucker.
Yeah, yeah.
Like in the first movies, like
it's his mom.
He's just like an unstoppable. Like in the first couple movies, like he's just like I guess through the whole franchise, he's just like an unstoppable dude. You know, like he eventually becomes a zombie. You know, like the second half of the franchise, he's a zombie.
Fucking cyborg or some shit in Jason X.
10th, yeah. But like the first,
which I like, bro.
The second half of that franchise, I fuck with Jason X.
Yeah.
The second half of that franchise, he's just like a zombie, you know. But like the first, the reboot sort of takes it back to the roots, where like he's like an actual person. Like they
bullied his ass and shit.
They sort of hyper focus on like the fact that he is in the woods, you know, he hunts and he does all of that. He sets traps, like that sort of thing. Like that's not really something like the original Jason did. Like the original Jason did a little bit, but later Jason didn't. He was just like an walking, unstoppable killing machine. Yeah, he didn't like, think, he did a little bit, but like it was like not. He's just a zombie, just killing people, But like with the reboot, like he's a person, like he's a normal person, not normal, but he's like a living, breathing person, setting traps. He has like a little cave that he lives in. He's
like a fleshed out character.
Yeah,
almost,
like he's like
you actually know what's going on.
He
with him.
makes sense. His character makes sense in that universe, and like he feels like someone who could actually be real. So
he's what the fuck? Well, why do you think they haven't did one?
Well, so they actually haven't done a Friday the 13th because the rights are tied up. So one guy, I don't remember the names, but one guy owns the rights to the Friday the 13th name, and then the other guy, and all the stuff about the first movie, and then the other guy owns all the rights to Jason Voorhees as a character.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so that's been illegal, and they're making a Friday the 13th show actually. It's in development right now.
I like that game. The game was fun.
Yeah, the game's hard.
Yeah,
they finally figured out the rights situation though.
Oh, that's awesome.
So they're working on a TV show right now. But the reason they haven't made anything Friday the 13th is because of the rights issue. It's been like an ongoing like court battle.
I had no idea about that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Are any other horror franchises that you'd like to mention? Jeepers Creepers, even though the director's kind of like a fucking, you know what I mean?
I was never like I was always a slasher.
He never scared me, bro. I'll be honest with you. Jeepers Creepers never scared me.
The first one sort of scared me, but I've only watched it like one time. And really the only part that scared me was like when they were like stitched up in the that part gave me, made me shiver because I was like 6, but like on like if rewatching it, I probably wouldn't like. I know I wouldn't be scared because movies don't scare me. But.
You know what it was? I think it was, bro. Some of these horror movies, like with the ones that I saw by myself as a kid, like 6, 7 years old, like at home just by myself, like fucking around on TV, terrified me. Like I said, Freddy the Third, like Freddy Krueger and fucking Chucky,
Freddy
like
the 13th.
Freddy the 13th. The fucking that's what should have been called instead of Jason versus Jason.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Freddy
but like
the 13th.
Those kind of freaked me out. But the ones I saw Jeepers Creepers with my cousins and my friends growing up, and we just clowned it. We were just like, look at this motherfucker like clowning the shit out of it. So like it never really like terrified me like that.
Yeah. I mean, I was always like a slasher kid, so like Texas Chainsaw I liked.
Yeah.
I was never deep cut on the lore of that franchise like I am for like Nightmare and Friday and Halloween and Chucky and everything, because it's just there's just not much that's done with that character. He's sort of like
It kind of is what it is. He's on like a farm or whatever the fuck, and he like.
Yeah, like I don't know. There's a lot of like the first movie is like dope. Like I love the first movie, and then the second one is cool too, and then the reboot they did in like 2006 or 2003. I think it was 2003. That one was dope.
I like that one, yeah.
But I haven't liked any of the other movies, honestly.
I haven't even seen the other ones. I just remember the remake being like, what? This is pretty like, it kind of revamped everything.
Yeah.
Then the sequels I never even fucking watched.
Yeah, and then all the ones they released after that 2003 reboot were ass. Especially the most recent one. God, that thing was terrible.
Yeah. Leatherface, bro.
Not even that one. They did.
Oh, not even.
They did. That was the one before this most recent one.
Oh shit!
I didn't watch that one, honestly. I didn't watch Leatherface. No. But I watched the new one because it was a Netflix one. Netflix produced it, and it was not good.
God damn, bro. As far as like any other horror movies, are you into like any of the newer stuff? Any like Hereditary or
I liked Hereditary. I didn't like Midsommar that much. I just saw Beau Was Afraid.
How was that? No spoilers, but how was that?
It like if you're a fan of non-narrative plots, I think you'll like it. But if you can't go in expecting anything to make sense. That's just what I'll say. Because if you go in expecting like an actual plot like Hereditary and to a lesser extent Midsommar, you're not gonna get it. Like the whole thing falls apart in the third act.
It's like a non-linear.
It's all thematic. Like it's like. I think there's parts of that movie that are like very good. And I think overall as a whole, if you like that sort of stuff, like you'll enjoy it, but it's very long. It does not hold your hand through it. Like you gotta really scope in on what they're doing thematically to even understand anything on like the second half.
Damn.
Yeah. So like,
how's Joaquin in it?
Oh, he's awesome. He's great. He's always great. Yeah,
he's really good.
But yeah, it was all right. You know, like I the homie from Colorado, Nave is Dead. We saw it together when he was down here, and he didn't like it.
Yeah.
I think I liked it a little bit more than him.
Oh shit.
But I think it's one of those where like if you watch it, you have to watch one of those like explain videos to really like appreciate, you know, what
would you say it's worth a watch though? I'm a fan of Ari Aster. I like Midsommar, and I liked
looking back on it, I wanted to pay to see it in a theater. Okay. But I think it's worth a watch on streaming or whatever. Okay. But the theater experience was awesome because there's like a section in the middle of the film where if you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's like not a dream sequence, but like a play reenactment, and it's like I love that part. And then they sort of went past it and continued on the rest of the movie, and none of it it all connects thematically, you know, but none of it like makes sense like logically, you know.
Right.
But like that middle part was dope, and then whenever it ended, I was like, "Oh damn, we're back to the movie."
Damn, man, we need a movie podcast. This is nice. Yeah. I'm I'm a big movie guy, and honestly, bro, I kind of fell off. I remember for a while, like from like 2012 to like 2016, 17, I was watching like anything that had like Oscar buzz, I'd check out. Any like independent movie, I'd check out. Sundance movies, I'd check out. I totally fell off on it, to be honest with you, bro.
See, I'm more of a cape shit movie enjoyer. Like I'm all about, like I see all the superhero shit, and
I'm seeing Guardians tomorrow, bro.
Oh yeah, I think that comes out tomorrow, right?
Yes, I'm seeing.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna wait like a week, you know, just to not have to deal with the crowds. But
I feel you.
But yeah, I'm hyped to see that. That and I fuck with Star Wars and pretty much if a movie's coming out and it's not like Star Wars or like superhero related, usually I don't watch it.
Like, so you could have fooled me.
Yeah, like every now and then I'll watch a horror movie. Like I watched all the Halloweens in theaters, you know, but like I don't know, I just don't like I'm very much a pop culture like consumer, you know.
Interesting. So you mentioning Beau Was Afraid really like kind of like I was like, oh shit, this guy probably watches like.
No, it's just because you had mentioned, you know, Hereditary and all that stuff, which I did watch. But yeah, like elevated horror, I'm not a huge fan of. Like I liked Hereditary, but I think it's more so just because of how much like Charlie's death, like that caught me so off guard. I think that's where most people
I like the mom a lot in that movie. She was acting her ass off.
Yeah, she's so good.
She was acting her ass off.
Yeah, she's fired. Like the acting in all of Ari Aster's movies are fire, and of course all the direction and everything. I just don't like the writing in a lot of them. I think that's what it boils down to, and it's just too. I like linear plots. Like I like following along and being able to have all the pieces click together then while I'm enjoying it. I don't like to have to really sit on it for a long time and understand or need like additional help piecing it together. And some of that can probably just be boiled down to me not having the, I guess,
patience maybe?
I guess literacy.
Okay.
To it. That's not that great of a word to use, but that's the only one I can think of. I guess
not verbiage, but the fucking
the idea, I guess. Some of that boils down to me just not being like able to get it, that in there. But yeah, it's just not my thing.
Interesting. I'm kind of like, I'm give or take with that. There's certain movies that like have sat with me, and I'm just like Fight Club. When I first seen Fight Club, man, it fucking blew me away. I had that shit like downloaded on my PSP.
Yeah,
I remember watching it before class. Like the night before. It was like 10, and I was like, fuck, I have school like the next day at like 7. But I heard like online that this movie was like, incredible.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, let me watch it, and it blew me away. And as soon as it was done, I was like, what the fuck? Like, best, I totally restarted it again, bro.
Best Pitt performance.
Yeah, I told my brother that yesterday. It's funny. It's so funny you mentioned that. Me and my brother were eating, and he's like, all right, bro, who was better in this movie, Brad Pitt and this? Yeah. And I'm like, bro, if you're saying Brad Pitt in Fight Club, it's gonna be very hard because he was really like, He's what sold me on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Edward Norton as well. And as I watch it older, I like Edward Norton like just as much as Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
But at the time, he just kind of like this. Yeah, it's just really good, bro. But it depends. I feel you on that. There are certain movies I'm just like, what the fuck? It almost feels like they're being a little too like artsy with it, a little too like, you know what I mean? Where it almost disconnects everything and shit.
I'm not huge on like art house films, what's his name? Directed Antichrist and
Lars von Trier.
Yes, von Trier. Yeah, yeah. I used to love Enter the Void.
With Gaspar Noé.
Yeah,
that's my boy.
Yeah,
but his movies are they're kind of like
different guy. I'm thinking of yeah. I forgot that's a different director. but yeah, all that art house stuff. I was like a film major for like a semester when I first entered college, so I was watching all that shit. But I don't know, it's just not my thing. I
enjoy it, but I know it's very hard to like. It's very hard for me to like put people onto it. Yeah, because I'd want to enjoy it with other people and like people that I like, my friends and shit. And I'm like, God, like Enter the Void, like. I remember bringing that up in like middle school. Like, dude, this movie is fucking crazy.
I've ever shown everybody
it's fucking DMT.
Oh, check this out. Check this out. He goes on it. Look, it's POV. He goes on a trip. He dies. Bro. He's viewing his dead body. Check it out, guys. It's like.
What do you think that is? What was that?
The equivalent of showing that movie to other people is the equivalent of like showing people the fucking Immortal Technique Dance with the Devil song. This is check this out, this is crazy,
bro. You just fucking blew my mind. That's the exact thing.
The exact same thing.
Because like I said, I grew up listening to all this fucking like looking back on it, wasn't the best like hip hop. And I remember discovering Dance with the Devil and being like, what the fuck. And like
everybody,
dude, I used to get into fucking arguments for like hours with my cousin because he's like, Lil Wayne's number one, bro. I'm just like, listen to this shit, bro. Like, listen to Revolutionary Volume 1, please. And I played Dance to the Devil, and just like looking back, I'm like, wow, it's so like cringy, but like, dude, it's legitimately like a good fucking song. You know what I mean? But it is kind of like, it is that feeling of like just wanting like. I don't know what it is. I don't know.
I would say some of it is like a superiority thing, like
it is.
This is cool. Like this is like smart. Like this is so much.
I'm above you. Because I definitely had that feeling.
Not outright, No. Internally, like oh, let me show you this thing, Like you're gonna stop liking that and you're gonna like this thing because it's smarter, you know. You know.
I used to have that feeling a lot, and me and my brother do that every once in a while. I'm just like, man, there's so much shit that I could show you, like in terms of like underground like people, because he'd be like, oh, I think, you know, like this person, like he'd mention like a Joey Badass or someone like that, like these people are like, you know, top 5 like underground rappers, and I'm just like, I love Joey Badass, but like, man, there's like a whole fucking group of like people like Atmosphere, and like Aesop Rock,
self-titled Aesop Rock,
LP,
I love Aesop
bro.
Rock,
like, I'm just like, dude, there's such a fucking like litany of underground people, especially in like the early 2000s.
Yeah,
where I'm just like, dude, it's so like, I don't know. Part of me, I enjoy that I like have that unique like that I only know certain artists.
Yeah.
I like having that, but there's a part of me that I'm just like, man, I wish you guys also like understood like my references in terms of like music, because man, like I have a whole fucking hodgepodge of like underground indie artists that I just listen to.
It's sort of like that a little bit with me, because like most of what I listen to is like not like beats and like vaporwave and just a bunch of like instrumental music, you know. So like most of the artists that like I listen to are like people that I like am like actually friends with, or people that like that blew up alongside with me on SoundCloud, you know, from back in the day, and people that I find like on the YouTube algorithm, you know, on SoundCloud, you know, feed, you know. So like nobody, unless you're like in the scene and you already know these people, like nobody fucking, like I could play like 10 songs straight for you in my like Spotify, and like you probably would not know any of them. Yeah, besides like 1 or 2 maybe, like an MF Doom or like a Gorillaz, you know.
Yeah. See, man, I totally agree with you, bro. I'm the exact same way. And like, you know, I would never have that, and I've never been one of those guys to be like, oh well, I would listen to this, you know, way before you guys.
Yeah, that's like, how I was with Suicide Voice, because I'm not even gonna, but I was like on the beginning, like I was on their shit. Well,
you mentioned
before
I think
anybody
you said, what,
knew
2015, 2016.
Yeah.
That's the year I graduated, so I remember seeing early rumblings of like their logo and shit like that.
Yeah, that was when I think they just dropped. Oh man, I don't know, man. That's so long ago.
Would it be like a mixtape? I don't even listen to them like that, to be honest with you.
Bro, I honestly like don't know most of their album names. They're always so long, and I don't remember most of them.
I know their music because of memes. Where it's like, I don't even know what song it is, bro. It's like,
are you talking about the South Park one?
No, well maybe.
There's seen those where it's like Butters and he's like, whoa, and then it changes and whoa.
That's the one, bro.
Yeah,
that's the fucking one.
Yeah, fucking.
There was a Family Guy one, bro. I don't know what the fuck it's called, but like, man, that shit was fucking fun. I was like, Peter, bro.
Yeah, that's you know, I was on that shit like before, like, you know, I'm not gonna act like I was on it from like day one, you know, because like, but before anyone I knew, you know, and like most of my friends started listening to that in like 2017, and I was already past it. I was like, okay, I'm sort of
see, I like that, bro. I'm the same with like artists like Mac DeMarco or like a King Cruel. Like I was listening to them like way back, and like only because of the internet. Literally, that's the only reason why I fucking like I just somehow discovered fucking Chamber of Reflection and being like, holy shit, this song is like the shit. Yeah,
that was about the same time I was listening to Mac DeMarco too, and King Cruel. I think King Cruel was maybe like a year after that or something like that. But
it was around that time where I was like,
I went to a King Cruel show. I got free tickets.
Dude, he's coming in September. Holy shit.
I saw that, yeah. I went to a King Cruel show. I saw one song. I was taking a shit for the entire rest of the show.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What happened? You got sick or what?
Yeah.
Oh no, bro.
Yeah, bro.
We're going in September then. We're totally gonna go. Hey.
Yeah, I'm not that like. There's so many shows I do want to go to, but like I really like small like shows where you can just dap up everybody, and like the shit we do, you know.
So you're not seeing like a show at like fucking Toyota Center.
Yeah, no, I don't like too many people, too many like you gotta handle all the parking in cars, and the tickets are more expensive, and
oh bro, yeah.
I haven't went to a big venue in like 3 or 4 years. Like
I saw Bad Bunny last year, and that was free. my friend gave me some tickets, and I took this girl with me, and we watched it, and I had a good time. But again, it's kind of like, it's one of those things where like, man, if I go to like a venue like that, I'd want to be in the shits. I'd want to be in GA, general admission. I want to be like at the bottom. Yeah. And those are so fucking expensive.
Yeah, like, and it's the same thing with like I guess rappers and metal bands and shit. It's like I don't like being like surrounded by fucking all kinds of people and like pushed up against and I don't like accidentally getting to mosh pits. I'm not a mosher.
You're not a mosher?
I just vibe.
I saw Turnstile last November, and I was moshing like a motherfucker.
Yeah, bro. No, I'm chilling. I'm going to a show. I'm vibing. Like I'm enjoying my experience there. I'm not trying to get physically manhandled, you know. But it is what it is. That's why I don't go to any of them. Like I went to I saw Lil Ugly Mane.
Okay.
Back in 2018, I think. He was at Satellite Bar, you know. I think they closed down.
I don't think R.I.P.
I had my first album release show as like a producer there. That was pretty cool.
At Satellite Bar?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I never actually been to Satellite Bar, bro. How was it?
It's pretty cool. Like, so with the Lil Ugly Mane show, it was supposed to be outdoors, on the big stage. But it was raining, so they moved the show inside, and there was 3 times as many people inside that place as like what was probably legally allowed.
Max capacity.
Yeah. So basically, what was happening was we were packed like sardines. You know, the first couple bands were just all metal bands, and then we were like trying to bear through it. I had like people. I was up against the wall, sort of near the exit, because I knew I'm probably not staying for this whole thing. Yeah. So I was up against the exit. And I had people both sides of me, right in front of me. There was a dude in a wheelchair sitting right in front of me, and he kept wheeling all over my feet. And like his handlebar would keep like hitting me in the crotch. Like it was, and it was funny because there was just some girl twerking on him. It was fucking hilarious.
I bet you it's the same guy, bro. There's always that one dude in a wheelchair. Shout out to that wheelchair guy. Yeah. Man.
No, but yeah,
it's probably the same guy that I know that I'm thinking about.
I left after a couple songs of his. And I was like, damn, this is not like I couldn't breathe. Like it was so hot in there.
That sounds shitty. That sounds really shitty.
Yeah. So like, it was cool. Like he's coming in. I don't know when, but he's coming to Super Happy Funland sometime soon. I think later this month or next month or something like that. I'm gonna go to that one just because Super Happy Funland's pretty big.
Yeah. You have space to kind of like distance yourself from everything.
Yeah, so I'm sort of hyped about that one. But
how big would you go? Would you go to like a it's called like Bayou Music Center now, but like the Invention Center? That's too much.
Yeah. It just like, if it's like a big like sit down type of show, maybe I'd go if I didn't have to buy the tickets, because those are always expensive. Yeah. If it's more of like a stand up sort of show, like at like a Warehouse Live or House of Blues or something, you know.
I saw Lil Wayne at House. I didn't see him, but like I saw that he was performing at House of Blues, and I was like, what? That sounds so fucking crazy. Yeah. Like he seems like a huge artist.
Yeah. No, something like that where you have to stand and you have to be like inside the, right next to the pits, and you're pushed up against, shit like that. I don't vibe with. You're not into that. Like being able to sit back, chill out, that sort of thing.
I feel you on that. I always say, like, if I were to see a bigger artist at like a Toyota Center or at like a something like that, and it's someone I'm not really into, if I was like on a date, I wouldn't mind just kind of being in the stands. Yeah. But I am more into like, dude, I want to be in the shits. Yeah. If I'm like I don't know if you listen to Turnstile at all, but that shit was fucking crazy, bro. It was a hardcore band.
Weren't they? Yeah, I know who they are and everything. But was that the show they came with?
They came with Suicide Boys.
Yeah, my friends went to that show.
I think something happened where like it got rescheduled though. So like Turnstile did a secret show, and then Suicide Boys did another show at like a different venue, I think, or some shit.
I think I remember that.
And then then they came back, and they came in December or November last year, and it was just them headlining. And man, I had an awesome time.
Hell yeah.
Very, I don't know, I just saw it as very like therapeutic, bro. I let out a lot of fucking rage that night. I was just yelling and shit like that.
Yeah, I don't have rage to like.
You seem like a pretty mellow guy, to be fair. You seem like a pretty chill guy.
I don't got beefs. I don't got shit. I just go to work and make my shit and do what I want to do. And
that seems like that's the dream right there.
Yeah, it's pretty chill. It's fun.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, man, we recorded for a minute. For sure, like over an hour and a half, and we got into this weird Halloween this horror movie. No,
bro, that's shit. Like it's so easy for me to lose fucking track and talk about something for like an hour straight, dog. Like,
hey, look, man, I appreciate you coming by. Do you want to plug anything, your page or any socials or any events you have coming up?
Yeah, hell yeah. At Uakari Cuts. That's UAKARICUTS. Instagram, Twitter. I even got a Facebook. I don't really use it though. And then at Beat Circuit HTX, that's the shows we do. We try to do them every month. If you're a producer, you can hit us up. We're always looking for people to play and shit. Got my homie Stark Nova. You can follow him too. We do a lot of these events with him. And then lastly, I got cassettes for sale. You can hit my line if you're trying to listen to some dope ass reggae bangers. I got some cassettes to unload. So hit me up at Uakari Cuts. We can make it happen. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, absolutely, bro. I appreciate you coming by.
Hell yeah.
That's going to do it for this week's episode. I've been your host, Cesar Perez, with
Uakari Cuts.
Till next time. Peace. Fuck yeah, dude.